The way that people describe URL friendships versus IRL friendships to me is really confusing. I don't understand why people classify one being more important than the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this video off by describing two of my friends, one which is a URL friend and one which is an IRL friend, and then I will tell you how I know each one. My first friend I've known for around 6 years now, and we bonded really quickly. I play video games with them, I've played tabletop games with them, I've watched movies with them, I've had dinner with them. They are someone that I know that my life would be completely different without. My second friend is someone that, again, I bonded with really quickly, and we play video games quite a lot. We've watched movies together, we've had dinner together, and they're someone that I know without my life would be completely different. Can you see where I'm going with this? So my first friend is my friend Charlotte. We met at college, we bonded over Eddie Izzard, and she is someone that I know is going to be in my life for a long, long time to come. My second friend is my friend Vinny, who I met out at LeakyCon in 2011, and we talk all the time, and without him I would probably be a royal mess right now. And again, he is someone that I know is going to be in my life for a long, long time to come. So what are exactly the pros and cons of IRL versus URL friendships? Well, for one, it can be easier to meet people. This can be applied both to online friendships and IRL friendships. Becoming friends with someone is no longer limited to social interaction at a physical location. The way that I look at the internet now is like a major city, and you've got all these different places you can visit and meet like-minded people. However, it can take longer to get to know someone in real life. I know that I'm not the only person that thinks this, and that there is an internet time versus real world time kind of development there. I was brought into an online community around 3 years ago, and there's over 100 of us. It's such a diverse group, it is amazing. We have different age ranges, we have different cultural beliefs, we have different people across the globe, and you don't really get that with IRL friendships. I'm not saying that you can't get that, I'm just saying that for me personally, I live in a small town in a small area in the UK. My social interaction with people in real life is limited, but online it doesn't have to be. And because you have so many diverse people, you get a lot more diverse conversation. And because of that, you get a much more rounded view of the world. You start questioning the way that you think and what you believe, and that's a good thing. However, it does bring up the problem of when you have arguments. When you have an argument in real life, you can just walk away from someone and they can come after you if they want to understand where you're coming from more, or if they want you to understand where they're coming from. However, if you try that online, it can come across as cold. For example, if someone leaves a Google Hangout because they don't agree with someone's point, it can be very difficult to try and rebuild those bridges, and it can throw everyone else in the Hangout off balance. However, in a more positive light, it makes meeting those people a lot more special, but it's not something that happens all the time. It's normally limited to either going on vacation or going to conventions. And looking at that from the other point of view, hanging around with people in real life can sometimes be taken for granted, and therefore you don't do it as much as you either could or should. An example of this would be me and my friend Hammy. Now, he lived here for the best part of a year, and we saw each other all the time, which was great. We didn't step on each other's feet, we didn't annoy each other that much, it was fantastic. However, when he moved out, we hardly saw each other. I think we saw each other, say, once or twice every other month. Now, I'm not saying that it's anyone's fault, it's just that life got in the way, and that can become an excuse. It hasn't done for the two of us, but it is a problem that exists out there. However, with modern communication, what does hanging out really imply? I mentioned Google Hangouts earlier on as a great way to interact, and it's not just limited to that. Thanks to the Xbox Gold and the PlayStation Network, you can play games with your friends from around the world. Now, this isn't exactly a new thing, but I think it's worth mentioning, especially with games like GTA, where you create an avatar that looks like you. Or at least you can do. You can obviously make it look however you want, but the way that Vinny and I use it, it basically seems like we're hanging out in real life anyway. So where do I stand on IRL friendships versus URL friendships? Well, it's a lot easier to meet up with people online because you can just see that they're there. You can just click on a name, send them a message, and start a hangout, start a Skype call, join an Xbox or PlayStation game. And it can be a lot harder to meet up with people in real life. As I said earlier on, life just happens. And you're not always free at the same time. You actually have to make sure that you have the finances to get to see someone. Online, you can just press a button and they're there. I would say I've got a handful of decent IRL friendships, and some of them I don't get to see that often. It's a shame, but it's just the way that life is. And I'm someone that needs that social interaction. So without my online friends, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I owe them everything, and I've actually been tempted to start a series describing some of my friends in detail and telling them how much they mean to me. That was quite a deep note to leave the video on, but it is the truth. Feel free to let me know in the comments your thoughts and feelings about online friends versus in real life friends, or better yet, make a video response. And I will try and put a link down below to the other 3 videos that friends of mine have made in regards to this subject. With that in mind, take care guys.